Let's break down the kettlebell clean. First, here's what a kettlebell clean looks like. That's a kettlebell clean from a swing, and here's a kettlebell clean from the floor. If you're doing it from the floor, there's an explosive hip movement that gets it up, and then your elbow gets underneath it, almost like punching it through. Here's what that looks like. The pull and then the drop, just like you would in a barbell drop. So you would pull it up, full hip extension, and then getting underneath the kettlebell is kind of the same motion as you would do with a barbell. The difference is that it's unilateral, and you're going to be getting underneath one side and then the other side. But how do you get underneath the bell without it hitting the back of your hand? The most complained about thing about kettlebell cleans. The big answer is that it's actually a rotation. The bell is going to rotate around my wrist. From here, I'm going to rotate around. So from the side, it looks like this. My arm, my thumb is facing this way. And then from here, I'm going to have a full hip extension. And this is where the elbow kind of pops up. When you jump, my elbow wants to go up. And then I'm going to clean by getting my elbow right underneath that bell. So from the floor, I'm going to have a full hip extension, jump up and get under the bell. Elbow pins to my side while the kettlebell rolls around it. The one big thing that I don't want to do is break this chain. I'm going to keep that super stacked, knuckles over wrist, wrist over elbow. Elbows are tucked in. I'm not swinging it out in front of me and out away from my body. I want to bring it really tight and close. Let's practice from the floor. Here are a couple drills that you're going to do. First, you're going to get really good at the explosivity of your hips. Do some big squat jumps. So from here, sit nice and low, jump up as high as you can, as fast as you can. Get those hips to really extend fully at the top of every jump. Do a ton of those. And then you're going to work on getting those elbows nice and in, tight. Pull, same hip extension, but this time you're just going to let the elbow come up and keep it nice and close to you, like you're in between two planes of glass. So it looks like this. It's a high pull from the floor. Here's what it looks like from the front. High pull from the floor. But really what you're doing is really getting nice and close. The third thing is you're going to get that elbow nice and close to you and let it rotate around your wrist. So from here, tuck that elbow in and let it rotate around your wrist. From here, tuck the elbow in and let it rotate around your wrist. Remember, it's not a flip. It's not a flip. It's a rotation around the wrist. Give those things a practice and see how far you get with it. The better you get with that, the more you get out of this movement. If you're in the middle of a complex and you're trying to do a kettlebell clean, you have to really make sure your swing, your single arm swing, is on point. Here's what happens there. Your hips are going back. You're going to start in that racked position. You're going to pull it in close. Elbow pins in as you bring it close to you. A kettlebell clean can be from the floor or it can be from a hang position. From a hang position, it looks like this. Whether or not you're in the middle of a complex matters. Let's say I'm in the beginning of the complex and my complex is a kettlebell clean to a squat. So from that, I'm going to place the kettlebell on the floor like I would set myself up for a regular kettlebell swing. I'm going to hike it to my clean, elbow pins close, and then I'm going to go into my squat. It's a really good transitional movement, as well as it really works on your grip strength. It really forces you to be explosive with your hips, and it builds cardiovascular strength naturally because it kicks your heart rate up no matter what as soon as you get started. Try the kettlebell clean in your next complex and see how it works out for you. Lots more instruction to come with the kettlebell, as they are my favorite tool to use. I'll talk about the kettlebell halo and the snatch in the next few videos. See you then.